Hello, I'm Tom Ballard and I'm totes gay, and I'm here to tell you that no matter how tough things might be for you at the moment, things really do get better. Also, I thought this would be really good for my profile as well. I saw you doing one of these and I thought, money in the bank. Is my hair okay? Good.
As a teenager, I knew that I was different to everybody else, and I knew the reason for this was because I was gay. I was attracted to women, and it was something that was really difficult for me growing up.
I'm Brendan MacLean. I'm a musician and a presenter here at Triple J. I'm a homo, I'm queer, I'm a fairy, I'm a poof. I'm gay! And I'm here to say that it gets worse if you're a homophobe. When you're out in the community that embraces differences instead of making people feel ashamed for them, you're going to be the minority. But if you're gay, if you're a lesbian, if you're bisexual or questioning your sexuality in any way, it gets so much better, I promise you.
All right, so here's my story. When I was 14 years old, I lived with my half-brother. He's 12 years older than me and an openly awesome gay man. I lived with him for about 2 years. I eventually had to come out of the closet as straight, okay? I have to tell you, that was a pretty scary thing because I had to step out then into the big straight world. The big straight world's a pretty boring place. The gay community is just full of love, support. It's just incredible. And there I was thrust out into the wilderness that was like footy and dickheads and bogans.
Oh, hi. I'm Jake.
And I'm Stav from Bluejuice.
And we're sitting in the Triple J reception area to tell you a story. A little story about feeling good about yourselves.
Go on.
But first, it starts with me being bullied. When I was at high school, I was a fairly nerdy kid. I played magic cards in the library.
Not much has changed.
No, I just played them at home. But, and also I had a lot of friends who were geeks because I was a geek. In any case, there was a kid at school and he was, I was in year 12 and he was in year 10. But he was a field hockey player, which was sort of like being tough at my school. I went to an academically selective school, so standards for toughness were low.
Yeah.
Anyway,
he was a big guy.
He was big enough. His name was You need to beep this out, dude, but I'm naming that guy here today.
It's still not easy sometimes, and it's been many, many years since I came out. I still receive strange homophobic comments now and then. People still call me sir occasionally when I catch planes because I've got short hair. But as you get older, trust me, the haircuts get better, things get better, you build up a beautiful family, and that doesn't just mean your family that you've grown up with, that means your family of friends, and they are absolutely pivotal to how things are and how things will be.
Every day at school I would be hanging around and he would come over to me and call me a fag. And then he would shove me around.
Right.
Sometimes he would call me a fag and he would shove me down the stairs. I didn't know the guy, I have to be honest. I'd never seen him before. So to have a person that you've never seen before suddenly calling you a fag and shoving you down the stairs is a little bit confronting. Especially when A, you don't know whether you're a fag, and B, you never met this guy before. So it's very confusing.
I grew up in Warrnambool in regional Victoria, which is not exactly the most tolerant place all the time. And so I tried to hide who I was for a long time and went through a lot of angst. And I tried to hide my real identity under a cover. My cover developed a number of holes as I made a few rookie errors. I started talking about gay rights issues in public speaking competitions. I was entering public speaking competitions.
In my case, what I decided to do was, as I was leaving school, I was in year 12, I figured I had to do something to get back at this guy. And there was a final school assembly happening. So me and my friend Sam wore tiny little crop tops, and then and then did a highly homoerotic dance, the Spice Girls Wannabe, and dedicated it to this guy in front of the entire school. And it really went down a treat. I can tell you, people thought we were quite the heroes after that, especially because the dance was so sexually graphic. So if you feel like you need to get back at someone who's making fun of you for your sexuality, or not even your sexuality, I suggest an extremely graphic sexual dance dedicated to them. It might help.
I think in high school people tend to judge you on perhaps what you're wearing, perhaps who you feel like kissing, and it's really unfair, and they should look at you as a person and not as a bit of a stereotype. And so, I'm just here to let you know that it does get better as life goes on, and although it can be tough at times, then you'll end up meeting people who completely open your eyes to new things. You end up meeting people who you become really great friends with, and you'll end up meeting people who you'll eventually fall in love with.
I live in Sydney now, but I grew up in regional New South Wales, and I think that when I was at high school there was probably one openly gay person that I knew. Now, I wasn't from some kind of small, isolated, tiny town. This is a huge regional centre, but still there wasn't enough support for someone feeling different to be open and comfortably gay. These days, thanks to Facebook, I know there's more than just one openly gay person that I went to school with. There's probably like 20, maybe more. But it took them leaving our hometown to feel comfortable and, you know, come out of the closet.
I came out when I was 18, and I've been embraced by my family, my friends, and I absolutely love my life now. You know, I'm a comedian, and I get to talk on the radio, and I get to regularly kiss boys. That's kind of fun. And I'd never be able to do any of that kind of stuff if I hadn't stuck around to see what the rest of my life would be like. So I'm really encouraging you to do that too, because, you know, the world is getting better for people who are a bit different. And being different is great, because, you know, if everyone was the same, well, if everyone was the same, then being gay would be awesome, because everyone would be just, anyway, you know what I mean.
The hard thing about high school is that it can be just such a bland monoculture that only really recognises the bluntest things in life, like sporting prowess, or who can get the most attention in the classroom, or who can make the harshest put down. But in the real world, there's all these different little niches and different groups of interesting people that appreciate much more interesting and intricate parts of life, like critical thinking or intellect or artistic expression. So get through that horrible, blunt, monocultured entree that is high school, and wait till the real world, where you'll be really appreciated.
Hi, I'm Missy Higgins. This is a message to anyone out there who's struggling to come to terms with who they are on the inside, and possibly their sexuality. You know, it really does get better. I know when I was young, I felt like a freak. I was constantly writing in my journal about how different I felt I was to everyone else, and no one understood me, no one could understand me. I wasn't meant for this planet. And you know, I was constantly trying to be a boy. I didn't want to wear dresses. I cut off all my hair. I played army, soldiers, and climbed trees and played with guns. And I really felt like I should have been born a boy. And I grew up and I started being attracted to women as well as guys. And that was really confusing because, you know, it felt normal to me, but I knew that it wasn't something that it was perceived as normal by society. So that was a hard thing to come to terms with. But eventually I realised that I didn't have to categorise myself. It was everyone else that wanted the category. And the things that made me different were the things that made me beautiful. And that's the same for you. The things that make you different from everyone else around you is what makes the world a more colourful, beautiful place.
Hello, my name's Lindsay, the doctor from Triple J. Now, I went to school in the Sutherland Shire, which isn't really a hotbed of open-mindedness at the best of times. But there were heaps of gay people at my school, and because I had coloured hair, was kind of good at maths, and liked The Cure, I got lumped in with them, which was absolutely fine by me. I mean, sure, we got called names, occasionally got our heads slapped, and one day this guy spat on my folder because there was a topless picture of Jerry Cantrell from Alice in Chains on it, but I think he's in jail or something. But the point is, all of my friends, be they nerds, maths freaks, coloured-haired people, gay people, or Cure fans, are all doing absolutely fine now. Andrew Birch walks his very cute little dogs past my house most days. Camille's working in state government, and I get to sit in front of a microphone playing my favourite songs on the radio. I mean, check this out. Faker, Block Party, Seeker Lover Keeper, and Judas Priest. See, it is going to get better. It's not always going to be great. I mean, you'll probably have your heart broken, and let's face it, you're going to break a few hearts, you handsome little devil. And you might put on a couple of extra kilos when you hit 30, but it is going to get better. In fact, it's going to be pretty awesome.
When I was in primary school, from the age of 5 to 12, I did dancing classes, and I kept it a secret. I was terrified of anyone ever finding out about my extracurricular activities because, you know, of course it just wasn't what boys did. And in high school doing theatre productions, I think the common nickname for me and my other theatre friends were theatre fags, was the nickname we were given by some people. I suppose that that kind of intolerance or whatever that exists in school it's only a very narrow version of what the greater world holds out there when you get to the other end of it.
When I was in high school, I didn't really fit into any particular group. I was kind of friends with the sportos, kind of friends with the nerds, kind of friends with the cool kids, but I wasn't right there in the centre. And when it came time for, I guess, someone who wanted to pick on me to make themselves feel a little bit better, I didn't have the backup that they did. I was kind of a fringe dweller. And it did hurt when they picked on me. I felt a little bit alone, obviously quite a bit attacked, and often really embarrassed when they do it in public. But it got better, and it keeps getting better. As you get older, you realise what matters, who your friends really are, and those people who'll back you up are always there. It does get better.
So just relax and remember that, like, the friendship, love and support in the gay community is there. And I know, I'm in the big straight world, it's lonely out here. They've got no support whatsoever. I'm going to get in the football club and have some love and support. None whatsoever. So please, just hang in there, it gets better.
It's not always going to be easy, but I promise you it gets better.
That's life, you know. Ultimately, life is sometimes shit and sometimes good.
Yeah, exactly. Life is sometimes shit and sometimes good, but it does get better.
Yeah.
You can write a song like Vitriol.
Yeah,
because of being bullied.
That is true.
That's true.
That is very true.
So I can't really say it any better, but it gets better.
It gets better.
It gets better.
And it really does get better. I can tell you that when you grow up, you'll learn to love yourself the way that you deserve to be loved. And I love you. So good luck, and I promise you it gets better. Hang in there.
It gets so much better.
It totally gets better.
It gets better.
It gets way better.
The second you walk out of those gates, it gets better because you'll get to choose who you love, who you study with, who you work with and where you live, and people will love you just for being yourself. Just like here at Triple J, we believe that music and arts are for everyone. Don't we, Louie? It gets a lot better.